think I got this camera on and put it on my hat here. Good. Why Darren talked me into this. Darren's technically my producer now, not the local TV station. Goes and tells them that everybody's interested in this farming business, and what would be better than to follow the daily goings on of a local sheep farmer? Seriously. Then what am I doing? Basically volunteering. Basically saying, yeah, sure. What do I have to do? Aaron's like, well, you just have to put on this hat and wear this hat all the time. Basically, film what you're doing, and periodically let this kid come out and fly a drone around. Basically, document your day. What? No one wants to watch a farmer. Boring. Or just out in the field driving around. Going working in the ground, working in the dirt. And they definitely don't want to see what we do when those, well, yeah, they don't want to see what we do when the lambs come. Gotta control the population. Really not sure they want to see what I use this banding wrench on. Aaron's like, well, just leave that part out. Leave that part out. Okay. Well, let me head on back here to the farm. Got my midday snack. And there it's a Dunkin' Donuts. Yeah, I've got a sweet tooth. And really got a hankering for those Bavarian cream filled things. I don't know what they're called, but yeah, man, they are good. All right, well, enough. Let's, I guess, get in the frame here. Let's get in the mindset of, right, if we're going to be filming, what do we need to be saying here? What do we need to be talking about? Well, I guess let's start with where are we and what are we doing? That might probably be a pretty good way of starting a show, right? Well, guys, we are up here in Bucks County, Pennsylvania, where I've been born and raised. We've got 5 generations of sheep herders up here. I run a sheep farm. We've got about 100 head of sheep. Basically raise our sheep for wool in the spring. We basically shear them in the spring, let them keep their coat over the winter. It can get pretty cold up here. And then, well, also raise sheep for lambs. And, well, as I was saying earlier, maybe some of the little bit more unmentionable aspects of farming. We have to cull the herd every so often, and well, we take them down to the animal dealer. And lots of people have leg of lamb for Easter dinner. Now, I'd say where the leg of lamb comes from. Lamb doesn't grow on trees, now does it? That's kind of some of the, unmentionable aspects of what we do on the farm. But we also grow vegetables for the local community. Pretty big farmers market. Oh my gosh! Someone knocked over a sign. There's a pretty big farmers market, and Lots of folks in the area like to buy local, keep their money spent local. So we also help out by we plant some carrots, we do lettuce, all kinds of vegetables. So we've got some fields set aside for vegetable farming. Of course, with our 100 head of lamb and sheep, we've got to have a fair bit of land set aside to grow what they grow. Hopefully we grow clover and then mow that for hay, clover hay, and feed them that. Every so often we might get a field of alfalfa and provide that to them. And then, you know, if need be, also provide all kinds of grass hay should need arise. What are these guys just... I think it's Sunday? 7 days of a Sunday here. Sunday drivers. It's such a nice early spring day. I decided to get Grandpa's E10 out and drive it down to the donut shop. You only get this thing out on good weather days. Been fairly well restored back to the back to how it looked back in the glory days, so to speak. Our daily driver is a little bit newer than this, but we don't really like the new trucks on the farm. New trucks aren't American made. Made down there in Mexico or gosh, I don't know where they're made anymore. But we like the good old American steel, American iron, American power. Guys, don't turn. Good. Oh, that's alright. Cool. Make our way back to the farm. Well, probably be faster anyway without having to be behind them. Our farm should be just up here on the right. Guess probably should start out by giving you a little bit of a farm tour. Showing you the lay of the land. So this right over here is one of our fields. We're going to be putting alfalfa in there this year. And this is it, guys. This is our farm. Our farmhouse. Got the door there, so yeah, she's a beauty. Where we live. We're gonna find our daily driver in here. Another old Chevy. Grandpa's truck actually lives over here in the barn. Grandpa was a big International Harvester fan, so we've got a couple old International Harvesters still around here on the farm, but well, they've kind of been retired like good old Grandpa's been retired for quite a while now, so they're more just decoration nowadays. So we are a New Holland farm now. New Holland is up here in Pennsylvania. So like I said, we're big on spending our money local. Big New Holland farm now. And like I said, we've got a whole buttload of sheep. Here's our sheeps. Here's our little sheepies. There's one of the herd. And really, I guess the rest are down here. Looks like they're coming around. It must be lunchtime. Lunchtime for the sheeps. We used to have below ground fuel. Then the government came around and they started sticking their nose in our business. Basically, like, you can't have below ground fuel tanks anymore because they might leak. I was like, they might leak, but they're not leaking. We can prove they're not leaking. Yeah, but they might leak. But they're not leaking. Why do I have to dig them up? Risk damaging them. So they do leak because they might leak. Well, either way, they talked about this $20,000 fine. And I said, well, indeed, they might leak. So, saved ourselves a little bit of a possible fine, and, well, now we got the fuel tank up on stilts. There's some of our sheep. Basically got them split up here. Got multiple little grass pastures for them to hang out in. Got the grass pretty well mowed down at the moment, but I mean, we're just coming out of winter. So that grass should be coming up here soon. I think today might be the first day that the ground isn't actually technically frozen. Still a little bit too cold to be planting, but that's okay. We're going to be getting out here and doing the field work here soon enough. Got some plumbers coming to hook me up a system here, plumb it into the domestic water that we've got from the house. Right now we've got this little pump here helping us keep water in there. Our big shed. This is where we're gonna store the wool that we get off the sheep, and then we're gonna basically haul that down to the local spinnery. Once we've got all the sheep wool, sheep, you know, shaven, if you will. We've got a big kind of crafting community down here in Bucks County. That's because we're not too far from the big cities. And those big city folk, they've got something for, you know, farm crafting, country crafts. So lots of local folks take our wool and make all kinds of garments and other things, and then basically sell them to the city slickers for a good old city slicker price. Those are sheep. Love our sheep. Love our sheep. Here's the old grain silo. Don't use her too terrible much anymore. Like I said, we're big into vegetables now, but every so often we'll do a crop, pick her in there, and sell her off good. We used to be have some cows down here on the farm. We don't anymore. Kind of the storage shed now. Another one of our fields back here. Not sure what we're going to plant back here, but it might be we might be planting carrots back here. Growing some carrots. We've got a few more fields over there, over the rise. But right now we just store under here various things like this bale netting. We like to spread manure on our fields. Basically marketing our wool as organic wool, if you will. Big air quotes on organic. But you know what? Those city slickers, eat it up. Eat it up. Like I said, we're a New Holland farm. They're at this spine. Round baler over there, and then we've got this Vermeer rake. Got a tedder in the event that we need to fluff it up, help it dry off. And then some of our bigger equipment is in here. We've got a little older New Holland 87 or 8970. Got our big boy, big old New Holland at T7 there. for when we really need to pull some weight around. Good old American Bandit flatbed trailer. That's what we use to haul around bales and pallets of wool, various things. Then we've got our stacks of hay here. Fertilizer and some herbicide. Again, when I have organic sheep wool, don't necessarily grow organic vegetables. That's why we've got ourselves some herbicide and fertilizer there. That's kind of the kind of a quick little farm tour, I guess. I'm gonna go on inside and get ready to do some work, and I'll come on back out here and see if we can't maybe get started out here in the fields. All right, so gosh, Darren, this is really awkward. Guess we'll get the gist of this talking to ourselves type of thing on our head. I think I've got the local boy coming out here in a little bit to fly some drones around. Aerial shots, I guess, of our cinematic farming, as they call it. Can't see the big air quotes. We're going to use our big T7 today. To the folks that watch this show, they like power, like big thing. Well, biggest thing we got. A little too cold seed. Drop that off, and we're gonna do a little digging up the ground. We're gonna do some subsoil work, and we're gonna use our power arrow here. We're gonna head over to some of the other fields that we've got. Get those started to be worked up. Got some smaller fields over here that we're gonna use. Plant some of our various vegetables in. These are the fields right here. Not too terrible far away from the main farm. I guess we'll just hang out here and wait for the local kid to get here. While we're waiting on him, I guess let's look at our equipment, make sure it's all good to go. All looks good. Where's that kid at? This kid's going to be late every day. We're going to have a problem. I'm going to have to talk to Darren about this. I think that's walking there between the houses. No respect these kids these days. He's telling me that we're good to go with the drone. No. And get to work. Around here long enough waiting on him. So what we need to do is we basically need to work the soil, crop from last year dug up, get it out of here, get it all ready to go for planting. It's warm enough. Ground temps just above freezing here in early March. Had a pretty cold winter this year. Really looking forward to the near 60-degree air temps we've got today, and the above freezing ground temps. Trees are enjoying it. They're starting to green up, liven up, get woken up. Birds are in the air. Longer days. It's going to be a great year. Really looking forward. Something the kid names as something. Right. Weird name for a kid. Whatever happened to like John? Raz. Oh, anyway, Raz tells me that the kids these days that like to watch these farming videos, they like it when it's sped up and put to music. He said, you know, when you're out here working this field, you don't need to talk the whole time. I was like, sounds good to me. I don't know what the heck I would say the whole time, right? I don't have enough talking to say. You don't have to talk the whole time. We'll do in post. That's all fancy talk. Post. Post what? I'm thinking, mail this somewhere? I want you postage. Like, no. Post-production. Post-production. I just don't worry about it. Post-production, we're going to speed up the video and put it to some music. Kids love it. Oh, okay. Look, to speed up the video and I'm talking, does it sound like I'm chipmunk? No. We mute you out. We take your mic out. Oh. Cool. I'm all for that. I was asking Raz, why do kids like this farming sped up and put the music? And well, it's because their attention span is so short. They can't fathom. Can't fathom working in a field for 3, 4, 5, or 6 hours at a time doing the same thing. Just doesn't compute in their heads. So you just take 3, 4, 5 hours worth of farm work and speed it up and make it happen in like 10 minutes. And just into that. That's what they're into. Oh. Heaven help us all when they figure out that life doesn't pass at the speed of 10 minutes. Alright guys, so that is going to do us for the first video here on Bucks County. We are going to break out of the roleplay for a minute. And let me show you the map. Did a map review on this, or a map video on this a while back. But the map's been calling me ever since. And I thought, you know what? Now we're out of Emerald Coast, let's head up to Pennsylvania. Do a little bit of smaller farming. So we don't really own a whole bunch of land here compared to the whole map. Got the farm, 46, 45, and 44. So these 3 fields kind of surrounding the farm. Then we've got a few of the smaller fields over here. So this is kind of leased land, if you will, from another landowner that we're doing over here. And like I said, we're going to be doing some vegetables. We're going to be planting some carrots, some onions, some cabbage, some black beans, and we might even do some sorghum or millet for maybe a local cattle farmer. And basically, we're going to be role playing that we're going to be selling this stuff to some local farmers markets. And you know, a lot of this stuff, we don't really have a realistic onion harvesters. We don't really have realistic carrot harvesting and black and bean harvesting. But you know what? We're just going to go with it. We'll have a little bit of fun here. Kind of a diversion from how we played Emerald Coast. Don't really know how long this gameplay will last for us, but I suspect it'll definitely go a year. Might go 2 years, just in order to get some variety, so we can feel like we're doing something more than just plant, harvest, and then finish. See where we start. You can see we're starting out with some pretty low bank account. Don't have a huge amount of money. Don't have any debt, but we also don't have a huge bankroll. It is coming into planting season. That's going to be kind of interesting, but we also are in spring, so we're going to be getting some wool. Hope you guys are going to like the series. Let me know in the comments, what do you think so far? And we'll be back on Wednesday. I'm going to try to continue the Monday, Wednesday, Friday farm sim release schedule here on Bucks County. Until next time, happy farming. Be sure to like, subscribe, and click that notification bell.